already out here. Finally getting his crap baled up here on Monday. Last week I just couldn't get it to dry down and need sun and wind and low humidity, and just didn't have any of that. Had clouds, no wind, and humidity, so it would do good to even burn the morning dew off all day. But then Monday rolled around, very thankful, got dried off, and this stuff really ain't too bad for laying out there for a week and getting 2 rains on it. Luckily, the first inch and 6/10 it got on it, it was just, the hay hadn't dried hardly at all, so that kind of didn't matter too much. Not running the 67 because it's still, the 710 still up at my grandpa's place. You can see it's a real uneven windrow. That rake didn't do a real good job on it and turning it over evenly, and it's kind of got clumps out there. But I was real happy with it. It made some real nice bales, especially for the windrow it was having to work with. And that was the trouble I was having getting it dry, was all those clumps. But I finally got them dry, and then I was able to turn them over earlier in the day here. Able to get it rolled over and then dry the bottom side, and didn't do too bad. There were a few bales that were wet, but none of them were real terribly wet. Well, none of it was really just a wet spot here and there. Wasn't like I went and picked up a bale and it's like, oh my gosh, this thing's 100 pounds. So get into this wet hay like this, and it's about the limit for this baler. It was making it work, especially in those clumps. But just me and Grandpa out here baling. Turned out real good though. Had a lot better than I thought. I had 154 bales off the 3 acres, so about 51 bales an acre. What it came out to, so I was very thankful for that. I know it could have been a lot worse, especially as dry as it was. Now, with any luck at all, on a third cutting, I'll be able to get have enough for the cattle. This is about, here, check the moisture. After the first couple windrows, I wanted to stop and check it just because the windrows seemed to get a little bigger when we'd gotten into the middle of the field a little bit. Take a piece of straw over and let the expert inspect it. And we're good, so we're baling again. Now I'm doing something a little different here. I don't do very much because I forget a lot of times. I know Riding Green and several others had suggested it. Make a next layer and just step up on it instead of throwing the bales so high. And I just forget to do it a lot. Of course, we don't usually stack this high anyways. But I figured if I didn't put many bales on the other rack, then I could toss it off right away into the barn and not probably just leave feet off this rack then. I'm always trying to think of ways to where I can not have to move hay around so much. So if I can just feed off of racks is ideally, because we don't want to put any over at Dad's on the ground, because I don't want to load it up and bring it back out to my place. That Berkshire bolt here got a big slug in it. Yeah, I don't like to load it up and haul it back out here, so I can hold probably 350 bales on the 4 racks. So I'm feeding some grass hay off one of the racks right now, and then this rack and I ought to be able to hold the rest of the hay. Rearrange it there for road travel. Go hook up to the other rack now. But there you can see the clumps kind of that it made there. And kind of wide and narrow, and Rapid did a good job though getting all of it. And then not all the windrows lined up as we went round and round after I'd raked and tedded and raked and tedded and raked and tedded. I would let off in lands if it was this much of a struggle to get it dry every time, but thanks for watching.